Alright, so today we're going to go through the unboxing of your XTC package. So you would have got this out of your brown box that UPS or FedEx dropped off. This is your XTC, your actual ultrasound. We have our RAM mount kit and our monitor. First we're going to go through the ultrasound and what's in this package. So the green box is our ultrasound processor. Then we have our probe cord and our probe with a probe cover. This is a very important piece of protective material. Just keep that with it, that'll help the longevity for your probe. So on your ultrasound, there are lots of different buttons. There's another video up on YouTube that goes in depth on settings and buttonology, things like that. Please check that out. I'm not going to go through that today. That's a whole different can of worms we'll let you dive into on YouTube. So looking at this in this white box here, there are a couple different things. You've got a backpack to help hang up chute side. This is a great way if you're not pressing many buttons on your machine, just to keep it in there. It keeps it nice and clean. You have a car charger. You have your ultrasound charger. And one important thing to note here, this is like a computer charger. This can come apart here. It's a little tough pull, but it can come apart. And if you do that, you might not get a complete connection, which won't charge your ultrasound. So when you do get this, plug that in pretty tight. And when you plug it into the wall, two-prong, plug it into the wall, make sure this green light turns on. And then you're going to plug it into the top of your ultrasound, just above the exam button. Plug it in right there. You can run this charging if you need to, say you forgot to charge it overnight. Whatever the scenario, you can run this using the charger. You also have another strap to hang it off of these loops on the sides, so if you want to hang it there, you can. There is keys for your case, and there's a thumb drive with some more training material, as well as your manuals in that box. The last thing in this case that is important is your bovine fetal aging chart. It's got some great tips when you're starting to look at fetal aging. So that's what's in the ultrasound case. So to connect this to your viewing device, what we're going to do is, we'll go through the RAM mount here in a moment, but opening up your monitor, if you purchased the RAM mount kit, it will be pre-installed. This plate on top of the monitor, it's got 4 screws. We will pre-install this for you, but this is part of the RAM mount kit. If you didn't purchase the RAM mount kit, there is a strap so you can hang this as well. Also in this box, you have a charger. It is the same one as your ultrasound uses, so you can use them interchangeably. Same thing, plug this in and make sure that little green light is on when you're charging these. And then you have a manual. So going through your monitor, this is the front, this is the back. There is a pouch. You can put your ultrasound in the pouch if you need to. Make sure that this is your heat plate. Make sure that is facing out, especially on warm days. But I'm going to go ahead and open up the sunshade here. So if I go ahead and set this up, you will see that I have a power button. It'd be down on your bottom right. If I press that, nothing happens. There are no lights. Nothing is going on this monitor. That is because there's a hard shutoff switch on the back. That's what this little sticker is telling us here. So if I flip this over and, where's my other zipper? Unzip this and flip this up. We're now looking at the back side of the monitor. There's this handy little sticker that says turn this switch on. So there is a switch down here at the bottom left. You're going to flip that on. I'm going to show you what that did if we flip that around. You should see here on the bottom there's a little light, I believe it's orange or light, slightly red right there. And that tells you that there is now power to this monitor. This monitor is a touch screen, so the reason we have that hard shutoff switch is it draws a little bit of the battery. So this way you can shut that hard shutoff switch off and store it for longer periods of time without having your battery drain. So now we can go ahead and turn on our monitor, and I'm going to turn on the ultrasound, pressing the power button. You should have 3 little lights below your freeze button on the ultrasound. So here we now have in the upper left-hand corner WLAV. Now what that tells me is this monitor is running off of wireless. This machine is set to going wireless right now. We do not have any cords plugged into that, so it's running off of wireless. The other thing that we can see here is we have a battery indicator in the upper right hand corner. That is for the monitor. So for us right now, it's showing at 91%, so that is the battery. So on the bottom of the screen, there is a battery indicator, but that is for the ultrasound. It looks like a little battery icon. So ultrasound battery at the bottom, monitor battery in the upper right hand corner. And another thing we want to go through on this monitor is the input signal. So your ultrasound can go wireless or direct wired. Now, if I plug this in, so on the back here, there is a cable. This is called a LEMO connector. There's a little red dot, and we're going to go to this silver port here. We're going to line up the two red dots, plug it in, and what you'll notice is there's not a change on the screen. This thing is still running off of wireless even though I plugged it in. The reason for that is this monitor, just like your TV, doesn't know when to switch channels from cable or to Netflix or DVD player. You have to tell it what input you want. So our input button, it looks like a little paw print at the bottom. It's right next to the power button. And I push the input and now it's telling me VGA. So I have told it to go off of VGA is our wired cable with that LEMO connector. So VGA is plugged in, WLAV is wireless. So if I change this again, I'm going to go back to wireless. So that is one thing to note. If you want to go direct wired or you do want to go wireless, you have to change your monitor. Should be set to wireless when you get it. Another important thing, if I go back to VGA, or if my machine was turned off, so right now I have an image, I'm plugged in. If I unplug this, I get a blue screen. So my machine's still running off of wireless, I just haven't told this monitor to view via wireless. So if I switch that, I've got an image again. So that's an easy troubleshooting thing to do. That paw print button, changing your input. So those are kind of the important things on getting set up. Mainly charging it. So you have your charging port on the back here. Using the same charger, it's going to be over here. You have your on-off switch. The switch has to be on to charge your battery. That is an important note. So make sure you have that switch on. You can use your input switch to change the input channels going to your XTC. So lastly, we're going to go through your RAM mount kit. So if you purchase the RAM mount kit, that's really helpful for setting up shoot side. Check out our newsletter. There's some great ideas of how to set things up shoot side. But we will have pre-installed this for you. And then you will get this little white box that will have several other pieces in it. So the next piece we want is going to be the bit between these two, the connectors. So you will have this, and if you've got the claw for a round pipe shoot, this is an additional piece that most people order if you're using a round pipe shoot. So this you just unscrew, you'll hook this on to kind of clamp it around a round pipe, and this goes right in here. You tighten this up, and you can manipulate it however you want for whatever angle. This is really handy if you're out in bright sun or if it's windy. You can adjust this and it's not going to move. So if you do not have a round pipe chute or you didn't purchase the clamp, you will also have in this kit a couple different options. This little ball is handy with a construction clamp. You can clamp it right onto a square pipe chute, an Irwin or DeWalt clamp, and that just goes right in here as well. Check out the newsletter for a few other kind of pictures and explanations of how to hang that. And then we also have one that you could screw into a 2x4 and bungee cord across the top of your chute, and that would go in here just like that. So keep an eye out on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel for more tips and tricks, and call us if you have any questions. Thank you.